called Happy Hill.
Oh, you're happy now?
And yeah, from Happy Hill by origin, but I live here now on the farm with my family.
Can you tell me
Right.
what Guapo means?
What a beautiful city or something like that. Something beautiful. Beautiful city. I think it is beautiful city or beautiful state. One in the two. Right. Um, just some info before we get into the farm. The farm is 95% recycled. 95% of what we use on the farm is stuff that we recycle. We do agro processing and farming on a whole. Whatever we produce in the lands, we process it in the ranch and we distribute it to people. We do tours. In a nutshell,
It was a commercial farm.
it's not really, not at the moment, but getting there, not at the moment. Just a little bit of housekeeping. As much as we go into the land, do not touch anything on your right, stick to your left only. So anything you want to ask me on your left side, not on your right side. Because wherever we go down is the boundary to my lands. Yes? So in a nutshell.
When you said walk backwards,
Well, we'll have a problem there. Alright? So what we're going to do is as we get into the lands as far as we can, then I will get you to understand the concept of how the farm is operated.
I see you're wearing slipper. So slipper is a good footwear to go in the lands.
Well, we could get from one point to the next with it. We could.
Other people.
Yeah, we could. I think it would be that troubling for the others. So the farm is knitted on renewable energy. We use energy from the sun for electricity, main source of electricity, and we use the waste from the animals to produce cooking gas. The cooking gas, well, gas on a whole, and the gas can be used for energy and for cooking. But I use it at the moment for 100% cooking. And the reason being the amount of gas I produce is not enough for both energy and cooking. Because in any given day, I cook for like 18 straight hours on any given day. So the amount of gas that is produced is not enough to sustain the energy concept. Yes? So any question you want to ask as we go, then feel free.
what caused you to get into that?
The vision for the farm, even before we got here, is to have what we would call an animal hotel. So in my mind, the concept curated under the vision where people go into hotels. I wanted a farm where animals have rooms on decks. So in the coming years, in the coming months, however best it works out, you will get levels with different sets of animals. All right, so we at present have 2 tortoises, we have 1 goat, we have 100 and something chickens, and we have 14 pigs, 1 pregnant. And
What's your pregnant?
what is? The pig. 1 pregnant, yeah, one. Right? So to answer you there now, the waste from that concept would be a lot. So I said, no, if we're going to have all this amount of waste generated on the farm, we must get something to do with it. And that's how I get the idea of going into biogas production.
So the pigs get the most waste.
The pigs not really give me the most waste at present, but we do use 100% of the waste from the pigs to create the biogas concept.
No cows.
No, I don't have space for that. I don't have enough space for that. So in the event where we do get the hotel up and running, we may have maybe 1 or 2 for the most, not more than that.
So in your mind, which animal will give the better waste?
Right, the
from
pigs.
biogas?
The pigs, yes. And studies have proven that what you get from the donkey is the most nutritious, but the fastest producing is the pigs. And in my case, I need fast production. And so that's why we heavily maintain the pigs to get that kind of a concept from.
And the pig is fed what?
We do
Natural?
both, what is?
Natural feeding for the pigs?
Both. We buy the artificial and we still use the natural ones as well. So whatever comes from the processing of the chips, that will go, see like what I have in here? So this is Tanya. I have the remains from the Tanya. I feed the pigs with that. If I do plantain chips, I do the whatever is remained from that, I would feed the pigs. So the amount of money that it will actually cost to maintain the pigs, it is reduced because I have that. Yeah. And so my pigs are not fatty pigs. Nice lean pigs that you can enjoy any day.
So you have the pigs for both meat and waste.
We use it for waste mainly, but at some point we would have to recycle them. Yes.
Recycle? Okay.
Yes. Any other questions before we go? Oh, that's it. All right. Then. Be careful how you come down because the road is a little bit slipperish, so don't try to fall today. My bicycle is packed up already. Oops.
Be careful.
Yes, be careful. Be careful. Alright, so whoever goes in first, just follow this road and you will stop right where you see some cane. Just stop right there. So you can just go in. And wherever the cane is,
Yes, folks, we're on the culinary tour of St. Andrew.
All right, stop
We're in
wasting the cane.
Guapo.
Careful, be careful. Adventure! What?
Alright, so tell me, after you finish smelling it, you make the guess and tell me what you think it is.
What? Oh, sorry,
Citronella. You're the first group that have so many people answering me and guessing it right the first time. Everybody else can explain it. Yes. As a concept element. We grow citronella on the farm. We do citronella oils. We do citronella treatment. We do medicated treatment with the citronella for joint pains, inflammations, toothaches. You can use it and get rid of those kind of things. So
Get
we
rid
never
of
have
which one?
Get rid of the pain.
Like on the plant?
It's a natural pain.
Is that it? You got a plant?
I'm going to plant. Oh, okay.
Just shift down a little. Right, so more people can stay within this scope here. So this is what the digestate looks like.
The what?
The digestate, this is what comes from the biogas system. So that's a solid part of what we use to grow the plants. So if you look in the ground, here, you will see all little black spots. That's what it is. So this is what the plants get as manure. So that's what it is. The digestate, when we get across there, you will see what it looks like when it just comes out. All right. So the process from the pigs and to get it into this. So farmers.
What the nutrient you find from this?
What is?
What the most potent nutrient you find for this?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
And this is what I use with my plants. I don't use nothing artificial where growing the plants is concerned. So this is a month and a week they're about old. This. So a couple that came from the US and they did a tour here. And normally I would plant something when people do a tour. But you all will not be able to see today on your tour. And the reason being we're preparing to plant next week. So the land is being prepared now for planting. I just did that little thing here just to demonstrate to them. So I want to take out some pictures and show them what it looks like from the last time they came to now. Right? But this is basically what we do. Now, I grow the manure, I have. So what I will do is I will use this bamboo and make up the beds. Right? So the concept of how we farm, the beds are 4 feet wide, 4.6 feet wide. And we plant with a design, with a drawing, with a system. I have my measuring tape, everything when I have to plant. And all of the plants are planted the exact width and distance apart right around. I'm saying this to say now, when we have to, I would spread the manure on the entire bed and turn it up in the ground. So this is why when you look here, you would see some of the manure up above the ground sort of, but there's a lot in the ground. And so the plant get the nutrients down there. We don't have to root. It's down there, and they suck in from it down there.
So actually, is that an ancient practice where the farmers in the
Yeah.
to put in the manure?
And a lot of farmers moved away from this because they thought it was easier to just broadcast.
Yeah, but yes.
And that is what killing us and killing the soil in itself. The reason why we have a lot of soil erosion in the country is because of that. If the soil structure is damaged, when the water comes, it goes with it. But if the soil structure is strong and solid, then you don't get that. And that would only come by organic farming.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work, right?
Yes, it takes some effort. But you get the results. Because in a little while from now, when the butternut squash, I have it from here, the butternut squash can stay for a very long time without having to.
Good shelf life.
Yeah, the shelf life is very well. And we have tested that already with leafy vegetables.
Have you ever used artificial fertilizer before?
I have used it before.
Okay. Have you make a comparison?
Yes.
As to the
Yes. We are actually.
production period?
We had for 2 months from Sweden here. And we did an extensive research of the biodigestate as against the artificial fertilizer and so on. And you'll be amazed to see what the result is. A lot of people, there are some farmers, when I told them about this before the scientists came, they said me, Mr. Sunny, no, we're not interested. It's from Satyrs. When he saw the results that we were getting, the same night, he called me, Mr. Sunny, I need some of that. No. How could I get it? I tell him I don't have containers to put it in. Man cost me. Same farmer. Same farmer. So you see the results, you see the difference. What we say to farmers, whatever we tell you now is things that we have tried on this farm and gotten the results. So the question you've asked, we did that with lettuce. We planted some lettuce over there with the biodigesters and without it. And 4 weeks we were getting weight from the lettuce, we were getting weight from the pak choi. And then the shelf life, I went to Foodland, for example, with it. And the lady called me back, and I thought it was a problem. And she said, Mr. Sandy, should we continue selling the pak choi? I was like, what is the problem? She said, well, that's the first time we have experienced pak choi lasting so long fresh. She said, are you sure it's organic? I said, yeah, I don't use that. Another client called me a week later with lettuce in the fridge. She said, Mr. Sandy, could I throw the lettuce? And I've ordered for another set. I said, no, well, I would not give. They're not afraid to use it. I find it look like plastic.
Plastic lettuce.
Yeah. So it happens. It have happened with us in terms of the experience. But this is what it is. This is what it is. So we're gonna go in a little again to see something else again.
Yeah, for the extension officer. I asking question and you there.
So if you go through the farm, you will see bags like these. And some of them have the biodigester inside of it. And some of them have these things inside of it. So in a little bit, when I have to clean that bed over there, I shove it in here. And when it's all broken down, I use that to sow seeds. And I also sell to farmers as well.
So you don't have a compost heap per se?
No, I don't really need that. And the reason being, like the weeds and so on, I put them in these and they are broken down in there. And the biogas system takes care of the rest. So what a farmer would have to go through, I don't have to go through that.
Being a farmer.
Eh?
Being a farmer.
Well, I'm registered. So I don't know what you would say that.
Why you raise your house?
I'm a farmer.
As a farmer. Alright, there you go.
Alright, so as you're crossing, please don't put your weight on this, yes? I have to clean this. Don't put any weight on this. And anytime you cannot go any further, just let me know. Take it from me. Also,
Don't put no weight here on the pizza.
be careful how you're coming down.
Don't put the weight on it so you can just some of that. Oh, let me demonstrate. Jesus, Jesus. Oh, look me see then. Oh, don't put the weight on it. When I try to guide that car, so don't
Don't worry, go wash it.
So this is one of what we do with the biodigester. So I would sow seeds and so on. I sow my seeds. This is some, and I have some peas here coming through that I have to move from here in a bit. But we use it as potting soil.
So pigeon peas?
What is?
You actually sow the pigeon peas before you transplant it?
This year. This year. The reason being, now what we do here, we experiment and teach.
Okay.
So I use it to sow my seeds. So if I have to sell it to somebody for potting soil, then I must have proof that it can grow the seeds. You understand? So we do that. What we tell you is what we experience. Right? So we can stay here and I can point to you the chicken shed, the pig shed, or we can go to the pig shed if it's too much for you with the mud. So I take your directive from here. Over by the pig shed, what happens there, we feed the pig, we care the pigs, and we use the waste from the pigs to bring it up by the biogas system. Right? What happens? The shed is cleaned before we feed. So we will pick up the heavy material in a little bit. We pick up the heavy material, bucket it, and we wash the shed thereafter. And whatever is gone through the pipelines goes through a system that we.
I look like you don't know what the course around here.
Yes. So in not too long from now, we are in the process of developing a natural system that pumps the water uphill, and we will be using gravity flow to take it back down the hill, although we have that already anyway. But we use a gravity system in order to clean the sheds. So the water comes as if you're using like a that kind of thing. And the basis for this, heavily use chemicals to treat the animals. We detox them naturally and we kind of stick to that concept. So by the constant cleaning of the shed, no pathogens, no parasites can affect the animals in any way. So let me just get a tub so you can see, and we're going to go back this way. We're in the process of planting, so this is what will happen before we start planting, and we gather the bamboos and so on to make up the beds and get the concept thereafter.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like when we. So this is the waste from the animal. That is what we're going to be using to get there. You get a smell? Right. Pig mess, pig shit, as we know. But you get a smell, eh? Get a.
That the gas are bubbling in there.
Right? So the little bubbles, you see? Whenever you see bubbling, it starts forming the gas already. What we're trying to control. The more the gas is released into the environment, is the more harmful it is. And at the end of the day, it affects us.
How do you store the gas?
We'll get to that. It's coming there. All right? So I just put out some corn and so on. That is the ridge you see there. I just put some corn there that I'm experimenting on. Yeah?
First experiment?
On the corn? No.
Okay, how long your corn takes to
I think,
natural means?
well, you could get it like 2.5 months job working. You could start getting good ends from there.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
6 weeks? No, man. 3 months. 3 months. 6 weeks. And you can come this way as much as you could. Take your time and come this way. We have 8 different species of yams on the farm. We have yams that grows on a vine. That's what we call akyam. That grows on a vine. That's it here. That's the vine here.
That's small is that here.
You see? That's how it starts. Right? So in a little while from now, we'll get some of that. But that's it here again. Going up on the tree. And that will just fall and you can eat like an apple.
Raw?
No, not raw, but not raw. But when I say you pick, you know how you pick an apple from a tree, you pick it, yeah. That's another one. This one. And this one you could just take you know the hard scrubbers you use to clean your dishes? You can just pass it on this and drop it in a pot, 2 minutes and you get that gone. Yeah, 2 minutes and cook. All right, so the ladies who may be afraid of the mud,
They got no choice.
let's go. Let's go. So you could take your time and skip over this. All right, so here's one. Just stay a little. Let me drop this and come back and assist.
I could come. Y'all with that? Yes, folks, for those of you just joining on Emancipation Culinary Tour of St. Andrews. Emancipation Culinary Tour of St. Andrews. We're going to see how they collect biogas. So folks, welcome. Those of you just joined on YouTube and Facebook. We are on the Culinary Tour of St. Andrew, Emancipation Culinary Tour. We are seeing how biogas is collected. We are in St. Andrews. We're in Guaco.
That's why you're ready. Did he stop with you? Oh, cool. Good. Wait.
So, as much as you come this way now, as much as you can come this way, come. Alright, so this is the production area for the gas and the biodigestate. At present, the bag is not 100% flated because we have been cooking on it to accommodate you today. But normally, well, if the bag is fully flated, it can take the biggest portion here. In terms, yes, and remember I did not say fatties, eh? I say the biggest person in terms of body mass could actually walk on this comfortably. Right? So this is the biodigester. The biodigester operates similar to the human body in the sense that we all have something, what do you call it? 32 white horse on top of pink hill. Right. So we have a mouth. The biodigester has a mouth. So this is where we feed the biodigester on this end. And just as how we have a tummy, we have a belly, we have a stomach, however flat or big it is, we have one. The biodigester, same concept. And just as how every now and again, the doctor tell you every day you have to go and cock up on them people thing. Right, the biodigester have one as well. So we have a bottom, the biodigester has one as well. So just as what comes out, the waste that the body doesn't want comes out when it gets rid of the nutrients. The same thing with the biodigester. When it sucks up all the nutrients from the biodigester, whoops, spits it out. Right?
Well,
Is it all not?
No, it's 100%. Whatever you see I put in here, that's it. Yes.
So just the pig waste is going
The
there.
pig waste goes inside, it breaks down, boop,
Anything
gas, lit.
else? Anything else? Or just
Nothing,
pig waste?
nothing else. Now, in the human being again, we need what to survive? We need water. The air is what? Oxygen. Proper. Right? So it's the same concept. What we use to create the oxygen on the inside is what we call stirrers. So these two little mechanisms here. So, Mr. Wilson, just pull that out for me, please. Yeah. Right. Go back in. Right. Pull it again. Right. So ladies, give Mr. Wilson a little free time now. And Mr. Wilson come across here now and do the same thing. Right. Do the same thing with this one. What you find? You don't find something?
You don't find it strange? You don't
You-
get
you-
the difference? Is it different?
You don't find you're pushing this one lighter than this one?
You don't feel any tension?
Resistance, yeah.
Check it out.
Right, so what happens here? Now, again, with the human body, you have large intestine, so small intestine. The raw material is on this at this point, and as it pushes itself forward, it is broken down and becomes light. And the lighter it gets on the inside. Now, what happens in terms of curing? If the biodigester is being cured properly, what Mr. Wilson just did would be easy. If the biodigester is not cured properly, you will have problems. Instead of it being inflated and deflated, it will not flate at all. And when you walk on it, you're walking on something like concrete. But if I step on this, everywhere I step, whatever liquid that is there, it will come to that point. It means the system is being cared for. Okay. So once I cannot walk on this without wobbling, it means the system is being cared for.
Okay.
And that is what's fundamental.
When you have to clean it out?
It happens automatically, but I control it because I harvest the waste and sell to farmers and use for myself. So if I put in 5 gallons, 5 gallons will come out naturally. But because I control that, if I put in 5 gallons now, you will not get 5 gallons coming out. Simply because I control it. But it's automatic, just as with us. You can't, when a piece of mess hold you can't hold that back. Wherever it there, you have to put. Yeah, man. Same thing with that. Same thing.
Basically. Okay, will there come a time when you have to actually clean it out physically? Like block will build up?
Right. So as again, if it's not cared properly, that happens. So when it's not cared properly, there's a protocol in place for that. And remember I said I could walk comfortably on it if it's not cared? Right. So what happens, the material will cake on the surface on the inside. And the caking will start at the surface and it will go all the way down. And based on how serious it is, you will have to go in, there's a manhole there. I will have to go in and take out the debris inside and put in fresh material.
What about the gas?
No. In a case like that, there will be no gas. Case like that. If it is flated, please don't inhale. You will die. A guy, and that was the last thing he smelled. Biogas. That dangerous. It is more dangerous than propane. So if the ozone layer is being depleted by propane by 1,000 miles per hour, biogas will deplete the ozone layer by 10,000 miles per hour. It is that dangerous. It is that dangerous. So that's why we went into that investment. That's why the company would have created that concept so that we can reduce the amount of gas that is being released in the environment. It is that dangerous.
We actually do the environment a favor.
We doing the environment a favor.
This part
Where-
over
where-
already?
No.
Where on island is there another system like that? Is this the Monjaloo?
There's one at the prisons.
You was instrumental in setting this one up?
Not the one at the prison. They use the inmates there to do this. So at present, if you need a system from the company, I would have to do that. I'm the guy that does that at present. Shift a little, please, thank you. Yeah, there's a plan. That's a plan. Yeah. No. That's a plan.
How you treat leaks?
Right. There's a protocol again for leaks. If there's a leak, there's a leak searcher that I use and find it.
When the leak along that line go up there,
I will find it.
How harmful is it to you or the people?
Oh, you
around?
mean no, it's not. If I get the smell, then I know there's a leak and I find it. But if you're not directly around the opening, then you don't really have this great problem. But you will get a smell, eh? From this now, you will get a smell. Right?
And how clean is the flame?
I'll show you. See all of that just now. So again, from the shed.
You ever use human waste?
No, and the reason being, not that you cannot use it, but the system with the human waste through a different kind of mechanism. Because what happens? Now, why do you use a toothbrush and toothpaste? To take it out here, but I need something better than that. Polish and shine, no man. The main reason, for cleaning. What happens in the cleaning process? You do what? Okay, when you're brushing your teeth, you're killing what? Exactly. So imagine if you clean your toilet and the chemical gets into the biogas system. Kill the pathogens inside, because that's the purpose of it, to kill the bacteria. So if you kill the bacteria that the system needs to produce the gas, then you have no gas.
Like taking antibiotics?
Yep. So I've that coming out from at the top there through a gravity flow. System is being fed and cared for, and on the other side now,
Goes in there. How long it takes before you build up gas?
to answer you, I'll say this. In the very inception, the data says 3 weeks. But in our experience, 2 days.
You get gas
So-
in 2 days?
Yeah. So here's what happened. Before I had all of this, there's a guy who has a pig shed higher up. I used to have to carry the pig waste on my piece of bicycle and come down here. Sometimes I had a push cart and I had to bring that manual over here. And when the system was initially installed and we had to full it up, I had to travel, get 4 like this to full it. And the amount I got at the time before they did the connection, it was not enough to full it. Haha. They came, they said, Mr. Sonny, did you feed the system? I said, no. They said, oh gosh, you killed the cow. So, here's what? Let's just connect these things and let's see what happens to the cow. 2 days. I did a video for them. And when I did the video and I said, hey, look, they said, Mr. Sonny, where did you get that picture from? I said, this is my farm. Can't you see the system? They said, no, you're not supposed to be getting gas now. I said, really? I said, well, I have gas. And for 3.5 weeks, me and my wife had to take turns sleeping. Gas non-stop. My farm was a showcase farm. Every time they have to, it came on my farm.
Mechanism to store the biogas?
Yeah. And when you say store, meaning store for use or store for transport?
Store for usage. For example, how you store in a propane tank, or you store water in that tank.
That is why I asked the question now. So that is why I asked you to qualify. Because this in itself is a storage unit.
Storage tank.
Right? So remember I said just now, it's not flated because we've been using it. When it is fully flated, it comes this high.
Right.
Right? And with this height, we have that much gas in length to use. So this is 17.5 feet long by 4.5 feet wide. And we have that much space of gas to use. That's for here. But there's also a storage unit up at the top. And that storage unit at the top is still small. There is a bigger storage unit that I should have had since before the pandemic, but the pandemic came and squashed that from happening. So I have a storage unit on its way this big. Because of the amount of gas I was producing, it was too much. The assessment that we did and the amount, the time in which the gas started producing, it was not according to the science. So that's why they were shocked. So, and that's how we learned that the pig waste is the most effective. But the most nutritious waste is the donkey. It has more protein inside. And you need oxidant and protein for this to function, right? So the last piece of thing that I could show you here is the whisk, right? So in these bags, before you move, what's inside these bags? That's the biodigestate. So you see how moist here is? That's the liquid that's coming out from it, right? Most of the farmers prefer the solid for the planting aspect. But after you finish planting, or let's suppose somebody has a field of nutmeg, cocoa, banana, you can use the liquid. What you're hugging up is the liquid. Yes? Right? So this is a solid, and I showed you what it looks like when it's been processed, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it just comes from the system. This is a couple days. This is what it looks like. A paste. It's like a paste.
So that's what I call shit.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Mascara.
Right? So over here,
Jabcara. Big job.
so if you could come as much as you can, then I still get to show you. So when I want to get the liquid from the system, I filter it here. And I filter with this stuff. So what happens? The liquid stays at the top and the solid goes below.
Mind the plant, eh?
So what I will do is, yes, be careful a little.
Yeah.
What I will do is I will just take the tub and I will filter the liquid out. Alright, so when I lift the tub up, you will see a different concept. See? All these black thing that you see, that's the solid now that will come back up because it's trouble in water. Right? So when I harvest this like this, it goes in those tubs you see in there. And whenever somebody says, Mr. Sandy, I need 5 buckets, they get that. Sometimes they want a barrel, they get that. If they don't want any, I use it. Right? Yes, that's the liquid. So again, I am the one who produces this. So if you buy the manual from me, do not do what I do. Right? So that is what I would do when I harvest the liquid. And I'm saying you can just do that to anything. I have coconut trees here. All of them get the nutrients just the same. Yeah? And I'm going to just show you what it looks like when it comes out. Right? So remember I stressed on earlier, little Wilson, about the smell? Alright then. So look at me now. When this comes out, that's the end of it. Yeah? So you can actually sit down and eat on the ground here without getting a smell. Yes? So that's the point I really want to get here. So you started with a strong smell and you end without it. So people, a lady yesterday to collect some and they left with it in a car. You understand? And they were in the kind of the manual was in the back of the car and they were sitting in the front driving comfortably. Nobody knows there's a bag with manual in there. So that's what happens when it is all complete. Right? So all of these plants you see here now are witness testimonies of what the manual can do. Right? I started off with one plant. And the one plant was this long. It was this long, but it was not this strong. Right? It was half weak going back down this way. You could have feel a little firmness in the plant still. And all I did, I took that plant and I threw it. See where that bucket is? The part of the bucket? I threw that plant right there. And that plant butted all of what you see here. Now, the size of Gomichel I take from that here is as long as you. So two farmers came Two farmers came from St. George's. Two farmers came from St. George's and asked me how long it would take me to get that kind of result. I said 6 months. The guy asked me, he said, Mr. Sandy, are you kidding me? I said, yes, 6 months. He said, no, we have to wait 3 years to get that in the south. So the last tour I did, they came here to get an alternative to grow leafy vegetables in the south on the rocks. The couple live on the seafront in Emancipation, and they wanted to know what they could do to create lettuce and cabbage and so on.
So you're using liquid in that
Yes.
hydroponics farm?
Yes, definitely. You can use it for that. Right? So, in a nutshell now, that's what happens here. Right? Yes, so any question that you want to ask again, you can. Or
Somebody on the live asked, how do you get rid of the methane gas?
how do you get rid of it? If that's a question, by using it. How do you get rid of the methane? Is by using it. So if the person is still there and they were
How
following,
do they dispose of the methane gas?
yeah, to dispose of it is to utilize.
Utilize it?
So when the gas is produced and it is trapped by the biogas system, we use that and tell the person, just give me a couple of minutes and they'll see exactly what happens with that. Yes?
Live chicken.
Yes, we're going to do that. We will do that. Yes. So listen this. Before we move from here now, where the live question came in. Remember, before we fed the system, you were seeing some bubbles. That's the gas that is being produced, or that's the evidence of the gas that is being produced. But remember, we have no evidence of the gas itself, or the volume of gas that was produced at that period, because why? It is not collected. The biodigester collects that. That's the job of the biodigester, to collect and store the gas that is produced. So once the gas is produced, it is stored and ready for use. And we will use some when we get up there. We will.
Warm some tiny log again.
Yes. Not the tunnel, we'll be doing something else.
Man would not be responsible for your next batch.
Next batch, no.
Do
All right, so
last
that's
minute.
it? No other question?
Go for the
We ready to go again? Right. So what happens with the drain? So as the liquid comes down and the rain falls, it sends it all the way through the rest of the parts of the land in terms of fertilizer and manure and that kind of thing.
You done? Boys and girls? What is the boys and girls?
Be careful when you come in here. And try not to ride.
Don't do nothing. Your hands to your side. Don't touch nothing. Just do nothing too.
Again, so as you come across, this is the potting soil. So you see a different thing? See something entirely different here? You see how rich it is? Living organism, what the soil needs to put the air in the soil. Yeah? So I sell this to farmers so that they can use to pot the seed. Who doing flowers, who doing vegetable seedlings and so on. That's as again, so when we started. So that's why I showed you from the beginning and what it will look like in the end. So this is the final stage where it comes to the lightest concept for potting. Right? So the one I use over there is a little bit heavier than this one. Right? So look at me, Mr. Wilson. Just go straight back up this way by that cinnamon tree there, and then we get back up. Alright? So as you're walking, you just get to see what it's like. So this is the one you use for the potting soil. And that's the living organism here. See this?
Yes, folks, this is the citronella grass. This is the citronella grass. Yes, this is the citronella grass right here, folks. Used for repellent. You can get the smell. Citronella grass. Yes, folks, first time I've seen it. The citronella grass. Used to make insect repellent. We are in St. Andrews. We are on the Culinary Emancipation Culinary Tour, sponsored by the GTA. We are in Guaco, the Biogas Farm.
Finally, let me go. Mommy, I can't run. Mommy, I can't run up this hill. I can't run.
Okay. So what happens here is the storing of the gas. The gas is stored. This is the storage unit here. That's the storage unit right here. And this floats and deflates more often than the one at the bottom. And the concept behind this is because this is what we use to do the cooking. Right? So if I show you this a little,
Do you have a gauge to tell the pressure?
not to tell you the pressure, but it gives you a concept, and I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do for you now. It's not up 100%. But you see the bubble? Right. So this helps us to know how flated the bag is, the amount of gas that is produced, and how soon you need to cook or to flate.
Okay.
Right? What happens?
You can cook when you want.
What is?
You can cook when you want. Is when you're flated.
When the bag meter
No,
is
no, no.
good.
You have gas inside, so we're gonna cook. Once you have gas inside, we're cooking. Careful, there's a dog that might creep out a little. Once there's gas inside, we're cooking. But what happens here? While we're utilizing here, the gas is being produced at the bottom. Right? So we do not interfere in the production. We just take care of the storage. Right? If it is fully flated,
There's lines.
yes, there's a, look at me.
Gas
Look at
lines.
me. That comes
I
from,
was looking for that down there.
Yeah,
but I-
lines.
Yes.
The line was right on the bag.
you missed that.
You wanna point
Right
it
where I was standing, that's it.
I think
Right?
it leaks.
So there's a filter. There's a filter system here that helps to clean the gas when it is being produced and stored for storage. Right? So remember, you're asking questions if there's a smell and all of this drama thing. We take care of that. So there's a system that does that for us. Right? So as the gas goes through here and is stored, there's a system mechanism on the inside that cleans it. Right? So all you get from it, you get a smell, but not like a stink smell or a bad smell.
Gas smell. But gas
You
smell
get,
stink.
well, yes. So that's what I'm going to say to you now. The smell that you will get is a gas, just a regular gas smell. And that's it. Just to say, hey, there's an opening somewhere. And that's it. Yeah?
How safe do you feel with the storage beneath the house?
In terms of safe as in somebody explosion? No, that cannot happen. If this have to explode, somebody, some humankind or animal kind have to come and tamper with this. And when I say tamper with it, they really have to tamper with it. Because there's a cat somewhere around, it sleeps on this. So the cat will go and sleep, lie down on this and sleep comfortably. And nothing happens to the bar. This is very strong. This is like 15 to 25 years strong. So the lifespan of the system, with good care, you have 15 to 25 years with it.
Yes,
Right? If you look at me. It is very thick. Very thick. So explosion have to be human or some animal really doing some damage. What happens to avoid the explosion by the system in itself is this mechanism. So what happens here? Remember I pressed it just now and you saw a bubble? Alright, so it cannot explode. Once the gas is produced, if the storage unit is not sufficient to accommodate or to house the gas when it is produced, it comes out here. So that water system here filters the gas in the environment. Right?
So there's an open flame there.
Yeah?
Beneath the ground, open flame.
Well, one of the things I would say to people, and I did not say to you today, is do not smoke on my farm. I minimize that on my farm. I'm not a smoker, 1 and 2. Because of what happens on the farm, I don't encourage smokers. If you want to smoke, see what's with it. Yes? But if I light a matches here, it will do no harm. Because the gas is trapped. If there's an opening anywhere, then before you light, you will get a smell. Right? And if you wish to come up on here, I can demonstrate that to you.
The flame?
Yes. No, the smell. Just come up. Okay.
No, come on.
Right. No. Stand up.
Yeah?
Yeah, stand up. Just stand up here. Stand up.
Put your nose
Stand up.
close to it.
No.
Okay.
No, don't put your nose
No.
close to this. Just stand up. Just stand up. Stand up. And
How many box?
look at me. Look at me now. Do not inhale. Do not inhale.
Smell?
Listen to me. Do not. Tell me when you're ready.
Right.
Right. I'm opening it now. And take your time and tell me if you get a smell now. No, it's good. That's why I gave him all the instructions of what to do.
Good, man.
Yeah, that's why I gave him the instructions.
Organic.
Alright?
I hope you just in 2 days.
So then last but not least, I will do a demonstration for you with how the gas is being utilized. So just give me a couple minutes, let me get rid of my garbage and we will do some cooking.
What are we cooking?
So guys, so far what you're saying is a very interesting show.
Very.
Very good.
So besides the mud, you enjoy it.
Very good again, man. Very good. I think they're doing good. Very good.
You want to do slicing? You want to do slicing? You want to do slicing?
Yes, folks, Emancipation, Culinary tour St. Andrews. Our first stop, the biogas, a farm which produces natural biogas for cooking. Very interesting, very educational, folks. We are in St. Andrews. We are in the parish of St. Andrews, in Guaco, St. Andrews. That's what they call it.
You doing meat? doing meat?
If I eat meat,
Uh-huh.
sometimes.
Oh, this is how I say about you, eh? You don't talk to them.
Chickens are pretty, ducky pretty, good pretty.
I mean, you could do. Oh,
Well, it's true that. But you overrun with animals.
no, I don't find it. You'll be overrun by animals if you don't eat them.
Yeah.
So why do we not
They
overrun
want
by
it-
other animals that people eat?
Well, they dying.
Name one animal we don't eat.
They dying out,
Name
you
one
know.
animal we don't eat
Talking about in Grenada or in the world?
in the world. You might say that we don't eat dog, but I don't.
Lions and tigers?
Some of us.
No, we're not talking about the one man that might something as strange. I mean, yeah, but that's one person.
Why they hunt them? That's the point about it. Yes, ma'am. Going tour, you going to tour?
Okay, now. We have a time schedule to how long in a place?
We finishing here at 11 and then going outside. 11:15, head on for 12 minutes.
Okay, so we have 10 more minutes here. So you can't get a curry goat. Sorry for all that. Yeah, keep down instead.
Roasting, right?
You can wait. Wait, pass it here.
You see my bone was on
I'm going to get right to go inside there. Go from where to what's on it. Not from the other. Yeah, we're going for a big boss.
What's about Woody?
Yeah, looking for a big boss. I saw the video graph, I snapped them. So I just took out. And then I look back out there.
I think I put it down here.
Look back out. Maybe not chicken consolation, they wet.
Alright then, so who can come over cut? Maybe you could maybe stay on that next side.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so everything I'm going to do is in. Alright, I'm going to cook some chicken. I did eggs already, and somebody said to me, well, eggs, you can do that easy. So I'm going to do some chicken, we're going to cook some chicken, and I'm doing everything. I'm going to do everything. Right? Alright, we're doing everything right in front of you, everything right in front of you. Alright, and this is chicken that we grew on the farm here, right? Yes. Yes, I do have. I have breast, I have wings, I have legs, I have back.
KFC.
You have ties?
I have the leg, the whole thing. The thighs is not by itself.
So you are assistant chef there, yeah? Mr. Jummerman?
Yeah. Drummer man is a different kind of man. That's a man we have to have respect for.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, one of our finest, eh? Very rich in history.
I know.
Not just music. Alright. So I want to do this in front of you like I would normally do, and the reason behind this is because people say to me, Mr. Sandy, well, you can't catch us, you know. You cook this thing on another already, and then you just come and heating it up here and make us feel well you're doing things. You understand? So let me just get this going. And as you can see, the chicken is fresh in front of you.
Fresh chicken, I can go for that.
And you can get a different concept after it is cooked. Alright? So I'm going to do every single thing with that chicken in front of you and in that pan we seen on the stove there. Alright? This one ain't frying it. This one ain't frying it. Alright? So
Salty chicken.
right. Now what happens here? Remember you asked a question just now about the gas and how it is being used and all this kind of drama. Right, what happens? We have a booster pump here, and that booster pump keeps the gas flowing 100% steady. So you're getting 100% flame until the gas is finished. Right?
No matter how much in the tank.
Regardless of how much is being stored. So let me just connect. Alright. Alright, so this is the flame in itself, and with the booster pump, that's what it is. Yeah man, clean gas you get in, 100%. And if you smell in a little while, you might see all the hair on my hand gone because it was burnt. Right, so that is real thing. If you put your hand, it will burn. Yeah? Real thing that happens in here. Right, so we're gonna put this up. While this is being heated up, I will say this to you. Listen this. This cooks way faster than cooking. Yeah? Way faster. If it takes 8 minutes for an egg to boil, with that it might take you 3.5, 4 minutes, 5 max. To what?
He said to half cook.
If you see that, just give me a minute.
And let's be honest, get this forward, okay?
Yeah, thank you very
Good, too.
Alright.
Good, okay.
Yeah.
So give me a minute.
Okay, let's make it nice. So like this. These are cut.
There are people outside.
Somebody asked, where is this? Should I be interested in
I didn't get that.
Somebody asked, where is this?
Aha! Oh, it's Guapo, man. We are in the we are at the peak of the rainforest. Alright, so we're gonna cook some of that and we're gonna eat some of that. We have some coconut bakes. We have some bread made with mango. We have some bread made with cassava.
You know this mango bread?
Mango bread?
Is mango flavored or mango flavored bread?
No. There is wheat added to it. So it's not 100% gluten free. It's not 100% gluten free.
So it's wheat flour mixed with kind of like a mango,
With mango.
paste or something?
With mango, yes.
Like a banana
Oh,
bread.
it should come back, eh?
Yes,
Yeah,
just
that's about it.
Like a banana bread.
Yeah, just stay right there. Let's make that.
whoa, it's making noise, y'all. It's making noise, it's making noise, it's making noise. Right, so like I said, I'm doing everything right in front of you, and you will see for yourself the chicken is cooking. Yes, this white spots here, the chicken is cooking. Alright? Yes. Biogas, cooking food. Yeah. So that's what it is in a nutshell. Biogas cooking food.
We actually cooking some pig shit.
What is? Yes. We are cooking with pigness. That's right. We're actually cooking with it. So I did something, like I said, I did something that will take a little more effort in terms of being cooked as opposed to doing eggs. Or maybe frying some vegetable like the onion and garlic thing. I did something that is a little bit more soft so that you can really get the concept that you're getting food. Yes. And I do chips from this. I do my citronella oil from this. Every single thing is done from this concept. Yes. So this is the oil. That is what we make from the citronella that you smell. We do this. And you can use it as a repellent. And if you have like a elderly person home, and I'm saying elderly person now, that have joint pain, arthritis, and all this kind of drama, you massage them with this, and it takes the pain away. If you drink the herb itself, it assists with that as well. People who have belly pain, inflammation, all these things, you can use this for it. This stays on you for 6 to 8 hours without the insects tormenting you.
And this is how much?
$15 for this.
So you got drink and our stomach problem, you go solve it?
If you drink the herb, yes.
Okay.
I don't recommend the drinking of the oil in itself because
No, but the herb.
yeah, the herb in itself, you could drink it like this, or you want to add some sugar to it, little sugar, honey, you can do that. But it helps get rid of these things. You have tummy problems, drink some of that. If you have a toothache, just rub the oil wherever the teeth give in trouble, and it's gone.
And you can rub it back with that, right?
You back everything here. I do therapeutic treatment with it as well.
Okay.
I
It's
do
my
therapeutic-
back problem.
Yeah, what's it been?
You?
Yeah,
Seriously?
seriously.
Do I have? Culinary.
So after the two of them, gymnastics.
You not the part you buy.
Well, I see Nars came up my health. Really nice. That's a sorry part now.
That's what I want to do.
Well, it's
You see, I like clapping.
You're right, man. Don't sit there and burn, man. What do you handle, man? You do
What
like
is all
that?
this chicken now?
Saute, chicken, stir fried chicken,
Smelling good.
stir fried chicken. You can smell it in live. They only see things like you can smell it in live. You. Don't put that in live. Don't put that in live, please.
No.
Alright.
Where you experiencing it?
And the base of the spine there.
All right.
I think you need a new spine.
No. Put yourself back up. All right. Just keep yourself right there. Just keep it right there. All right. Tell me, are you experiencing any pain right now?
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
I'm gonna press.
Mhm.
Apply the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it inside.
All right. Okay. Good.
How long does it take that to do?
Citronella oil,
Mm-hmm.
massage.
So now I realize something. The president drink.
All right. So look at me again. Look at me. I'm touching again. Tell me,
Getting the
Wait,
waist
wait.
massage.
feeling the pain still?
Wow.
Yeah, that's all.
That also.
Little?
That causes
Yeah, right.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
What's the mark?
You drink 2 bowl of Tanya. You're massaging your waist. So what happened next?
You speaking to me? You're not gonna So speaking to the existence. Oh, Giant thing, yeah?
All right.
Nice.
So if you have somebody at home with you, you're doing that for 15 minutes,
Yeah?
and that helps you get rid of this.
Nice. How the thing going on? How the thing going?
Right.
Yes, man.
All right. Let's go. So
Bully
I'm
doors.
going to take this out from here,
Yeah, number one,
and while you listen to some music, I'm going to get the rest of things to come out.
So how much more time we need for the chicken?
What's in your spoken?
So we need like 10 minutes.
Again? Why, fine?
You bully down.
Oh, you're boiling.
Maybe the boy so I can see that.
The chicken going to be pot.
So chicken.
Alright, so I'm going to do some of this. I'm going to do some of this for you. And then I'm going to do something else again so you can share it up and see how best it works for you in terms of a taste and that kind of thing.
While you're cooking, I'll give you with the song.
Alright.
Most of the kids might not know the song because they might be pretty young at the time. But I'll give you a little song about Ivan. Everybody else around for Ivan?
Yes, sir.
We did Ricardo.
Yeah, you back.
Ay, 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 Ivan. You come through this land as if you are raving crazy madman. You mash up everything in sight. You own everybody like Mr. Hurricane. Grenade double right again. You take my fridge and you put it outside by the garbage. You take my car from the road and you put it by my neighbor Miss Cole. You take my frying pan, you turn it into a lantern. You take my washing machine and fold it with finger dashing. You fly Mary in the air and she fall down on some gravel. She says she Trinidad, somewhere in Lavantil. The night before you come, I cook up some chicken curry. I want to make sure my family have plenty food for their belly. You come that night when I set a ruction for everybody. When I look in the pot, the chicken frightened just like me. Ay 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 man. You come through this land as if you are real crazy madman. You mash up everything in sight. You hold everybody like Mr. Hurricane. Grenada will rise again. The GG and the PM, they said, had to run like peas. They were looking for a cupboard, asking for a little squeeze. Granny says she can't find she expensive teeth. I hear yesterday they find some dentures on Lucas Street. Big bad Tommy went to help a woman in distress. Two big wind passed, when he looked, he was wearing she dress. Ivan changed up the fashion, mash up the little mansion. Up to today, they're still calling Tommy Esme. Ay 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 man. You come through this land as if you are real crazy madman. You mash up everything in sight. You hold everybody like Mr. Hurricane. Grenada will rise again. Let's try everybody. Ay 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 ay. On this thing. Ay 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 ay. You come to this land. You come through this land as if you are real crazy madman. You mash up everything inside. You hold everybody like Mr. Hurricane. Grenada will rise again.
And cassava.
Oh.
So you see the difference?
Yeah, this one yellowish.
Mango, you know mango, right? Mango, mango, mango ripe, mango sweet, mango ripe, mango sweet. Hey, I want a penny to buy mango ripe, mango sweet. Give me a penny to buy mango ripe, mango sweet. Mango Julie is the best of all. It's even better than Sarah's. Mango Julie is the best of all. It's even better than. What is your mango? Mango, mango, mango. Say, mango roll, mango sweet, mango ripe, mango tea. Hey, I want a penny to buy mango ripe, mango sweet. Give me a penny to buy mango ripe, mango sweet, mango. Hey, there. Hey, mango. Banana, banana, banana is nice and sweet. Banana, banana, banana is so good to eat. Banana, banana, banana is nice and sweet. Hey, banana, banana, banana is so good to eat. Banana, banana, banana is nice and sweet. Banana, banana is so good to eat. I was in Sutter's last night, over by Dave King, and we had a good time. Let me give you a Sutter song. I lock up a room last night to take a rest. I lock up the room last night to take a rest. I lock up the room last night to take a rest. Only give me a dandy shiny all the time. Me papa don't want no fat, no fish, no coconut oil. Me papa don't want no fat, no fish, no coconut
eggs, so
Yeah, well, again.
it's an egg on the phone. Is it ready?
This is plantain cake.
Alright, I'm outside. This is one egg again. What eggs? What eggs? Like eggs? What egg now? Mango bread.
The mango bread here. Red banana bread.
The mango bread.
The mango bread here.
Thank you. Mango bread.
Mango bread to go on. Coconut mix, you gotta bake it.
Got a mango bread.
Huh?
Mango bread.
Mango bread?
What?
It's mango bread. This is it. with cheese?
And man tea, and
Toast with cheese, right? I know I want toast with cheese.
oh, you have a very welcome. Sandy is doing
Where home is? Where home is?
Fix all yourself nicely. Shorty is in the front. I'm not going to be in the picture. I don't know where the picture take out.
As you played in jihad.
Yeah, she had to make sure she let
Step
people
up,
know.
how you play?
You're the main man here.
She want
Who the plate man?
no, hey, you come to your farm.
Hey, I see your father. I'm
come
going
to
to
the children, turn around, please. Are you ready? All you fix all yourself good, eh? Crazy fix yourself.
What's his name? Shut the water.
How do these two ladies going, eh?
Some picture take out us.
Chrissy, you can see.
You good? Alright, now you're better. All I had in me, man.
All you ready?
Oh, okay. So let me myself big.
Take it out
Let me myself big.
Now it's going a little bit.
Go in a good night. That's a good night. Jesus Christ. That's a nice boy.
Okay.
Better?
Are you ready? So Sandy
Family Farm. Yeah. Oh God, that sounds horrible.
3.
Sandy Family Farm. All right.
What we gonna do is post the prices and maybe you'll send it to me here.
She's called like Jay-Z.
Mr. Sandy, I'm calling us now. Yes. Bye. We have to go. Bye. I see you giving everybody
Yes, folks, so this is goodbye from Sandy's farm in Waco, St. Andrew. It's in Biogas, the cook. So, yes.
What you doing, man? You didn't tell me a lie. What is the kind of thing?
Thank you, folks. We'll see you all at the next stop. We're moving to the next location. Where we go next? We're going Crowshoe next, folks. We're going in Crowshoe next. And we're buying Crowshoe. No, it's Citronella Oil, folks, not lemongrass. Citronella grass. Difference, folks.
One love, yeah. Yes. Okay. Alright.
So, Crowshoe is the next stop, folks. So, see you all in Crowshoe.